This is breaking news.
Good morning, Memphis. At 6 o'clock begins with breaking news. A sad situation. We've had two Memphis police officers shot in Whitehaven. They were shot just before 2 this morning. If you look at the map at Horn Lake Road and Hewlett Road, you see that second dot. So the scene expanded to Horn Lake and Shelby Drive. Both areas are blocked off. Part of Horn Lake is closed down. And again, both officers have been rushed to Regional 1. We're working to learn their condition. We've got a crew there, and also any information on the suspects and what led to this shooting.
Yeah, a lot of details we are still working to get, but we do have team coverage for you, working our sources and showing you those scenes. A closer look. We have Fox 13's Sheila O'Connor live at Regional 1, and also Fox 13's Dominique Dillon, who is live at the scene where this investigation is still happening. That's where we want to start with Dominique Dillon.
Good morning. Yes, we're at the intersection of Shelby Drive as well as Horn Lake Road. And if you take a look behind me, you can see that there is still a very heavy police presence out here. Police have put up tape, so there is an area that you cannot cross over. North of Shelby Drive at Horn Lake, all roads are closed and the street is filled with dozens of marked and unmarked police vehicles. This is also where they have set up their command post as well. As the morning continues, as it begins to turn from dark to light, we're seeing more vehicles driving along Shelby Drive, and we're going to continue to see vehicles passing through this area, especially because at this intersection is also Jeter K through 8 school. As we have mentioned, we've reached out to MSCS to learn whether they plan to push back the start of school. Also at this intersection is this Lion Mart gas station, and I spoke with someone inside, or an employee. They tell us that the overnight shift did hear several gunshots, and we've been showing you the video at Hewlett and Hewlett and Horn Lake. There is a car riddled with bullets. So once again, this area is blocked off, and if you can find an alternate route, you should use it.
Dominique, thank you for that. Yeah, seeing the gunshots covering that car that seems to be at the center of the investigation is quite chilling. And again, folks, we don't know where the suspects are, if they were shot. We're trying to confirm some information we have heard. And then the officers, the condition of the officers is a big question.
Definitely. A lot of folks, I'm sure, want to know how they're doing this morning as well. So we will get to Fox 13 Sheila O'Connor with that. We do want to show you one more quick look of where exactly this is happening as you head out the door. If you travel along Horn Lake, again, what Dominique Dillon just showed you, Shelby Drive, you can see on our map here, the purple on Horn Lake is closed, but Shelby Drive, they are seeing some slowdowns there, but that is open. If you take Shelby Drive, you will have to if you need to go around this and just avoid all of it. You can take South 3rd to Rains or even Neely. If you're heading to homes in both directions, those are fine this morning. It's just Horn Lake Road where this investigation is happening.
Right. Let's go live to Regional 1 where Fox 13 Sheila O'Connor is standing by. A big police presence, as we always see when an officer is shot. This time we have 2 officers shot. What are you seeing and learning?
Not much more information than the last time I spoke with you guys. It's still pretty much the same scene here as well. If you want to take a look for yourself, there's about 5 Memphis police officers that are here, and then you can also still see the group of officers that I showed you about 30 minutes ago. They are still gathered together off towards the right of Regional 1 Hospital as well. The conditions of the 2 officers that have been shot is still not known right now. We are still working to get that information. Of course, it could take some time before that gets released out. Also waiting to see if and when Interim Police Chief CJ Davis decides to come here to Regional 1. This is where she typically comes in these situations because this is where the officers are, and so this is where she would need to be briefed on their conditions before briefing us on what happened. So we'll keep you updated and let you know. But let's show you what Regional 1 looked like like when I first got out here earlier this morning, that was about 3:45. You can see at that point, there was well over a dozen officers that was here at the scene at that point. So very much a scaled back scene here now. But make sure you stick with us here on Good Morning Memphis. I'll keep you updated and let you know when any other new information is released.
Sheila, thank you for that. Folks, we just got a tweet from Memphis Police, and here's what they say. They say at 2 o'clock, officers responded to a suspicious vehicle call at Horn Lake and Charter Avenue. Officers approached the vehicle. Officers were fired on. Officers returned fire. 2 suspects were shot. 2 police officers were shot. The vehicle fled, and the vehicle that we've been showing you, if we can take a look at that, on Hewlett, is where it was found. 1 suspect was taken into custody immediately. 1 fled the scene and was located nearby. So this is the car Memphis police say the people were in who shot at officers. The 2 officers were transported to Regional 1, as were the 2 suspects. So again, this is the car that fled after the people inside, police say, shot at the officers. Officers returned fire. And you're seeing all of these bullet holes in this car right now. So again, 1 person was right there. Police picked that person up. The other one tried to run. They got that person. 2 officers and 2 suspects shot. This kind of ties a knot in everything that we've been saying as we dot the I's and cross the T's, Carolyn. But that new location where it began was Horn Lake and Charter. I know that we've been looking at the maps. We'll look at that too and see where that is. So yes, all in Whitehaven, happening around 2 this morning.
Yeah, and as we've been showing you the maps, the different locations, they are just a couple blocks away. So this definitely unfolding very close within each other here this morning. But that new information that we got, a lot of questions about those suspects, where they were, if there was any danger to the community as well.
So that's the good news. If there's any good news here is that the 2 suspects have been apprehended. And again, both have been shot. They're at Regional 1 right now. Let's look at that traffic map and maybe we can see where this Charter Street is. Can we take a look at the traffic map? There we go. So it's kind of a wide as we zoom in.
Yeah, this one's not popping up exactly where that is, but where you see the little alert, the red block there, that is Hewlett, where we know that car, we've been showing you the live look of the car on the scene riddled with bullets, but the investigation is spanning there all across Horn Lake right here at Shelby Drive. Where you're going to come across this investigation is Memphis Police are still out there working to put all these pieces together, and they did just release this new information. If you're just joining us,
take a look at that.
This again, 2 o'clock this morning, officers were responded to a suspicious vehicle at Horn Lake and Charter, and when they approached the car, they were fired upon. Memphis police say that's when officers returned fire. The 2 officers were hit, also 2 suspects. They were also injured with this exchange of gunfire. The shootout we're now learning this morning is what happened here in Whitehaven.
And now we're learning, as we suspected, the TBI will be conducting the investigation as they do anytime there's an officer involved shooting in Memphis. And so the district attorney has been contacted. The TBI is conducting the investigation. We have reached out to the mayor of Memphis. We've reached out to the TBI as well to get more information. If they're not already on the scene, the TBI agents will be there very quickly to conduct this investigation. Again, somebody opened fire on Memphis police officers. They were just investigating that suspicious vehicle call. When they were opened fire on, they did what they do, that you have to return fire.
Yeah.
And that's the scene. If we show that car that's been shot up, this is the car apparently the suspects were in. It is riddled with gunshot holes, as you see there, riddled with bullet holes. It looks like it crashed out or came to a stop somewhere right off Hewlett Road. That's in Whitehaven off Horn Lake. It's got drive-out tags. We'll know more about, was it a stolen car? What was suspicious about it? And why in the world did they open fire on Memphis police officers? But all that's coming too, as the 2 suspects that were shot are being treated at Regional 1, same place where the Memphis police officers are being treated. So a lot to unpack here, getting this new information in the last few minutes.